Hi, it's Nick Astor with TriplePundit.com here at the 2014 Fortune Brainstorm Green Conference. I'm here with Kara Clark. Now, you have one of the best titles I've heard in a while, Global VP of Beer and a Better World. I guarantee you a better world's going to have beer in it. So tell me what that means. Tell me what that's all about.
So we call our social responsibility actions the better world. That's the piece of our dream. So our dream is being the best beer company, bringing people together for a better world. So our group really owns that better world piece, and we pull together our social responsibility actions really around three pillars: responsible drinking, the environment, and community. And I do agree, I have the best title, I think, of anyone. That comes up a lot at these conferences.
Excellent. And let's talk about one issue in particular, and that's water. Water's probably the single biggest ingredient in beer, and we're not just talking about the water that comes into the brewery itself that winds up in the bottle, but all of the water that's used to grow the barley and all of the other ingredients. Tell me a little bit about the scope of that issue and what you're doing in terms of making your water use more efficient.
Well, obviously, water is the key ingredient in our products, our beers, and so having an abundant, high-quality water supply is very important to us as a company. So when you look at that, not only is it the water that we use to produce the beers, but it's also the water that's used in the agricultural side, producing the barley and the other agricultural resources that go into those beers. So it's very much a topic of interest to us. We work on it pretty much on a daily basis throughout the company. And here at the conference, we were very interested in hearing what's going on with some of the other companies and the technologies. And what we're doing is really looking at it in three fashions. So we look at it within our walls and being as efficient as we can in the brewing process. Then we also look at it outside our walls. So where are our key areas of water stress from a brewery, a facility area, and then also from an agriculture area. Where are the key areas of water stress from a barley growing perspective?
And what's the biggest of those three? Is that the growing?
So about 10% of our facilities fall into that water stress area, but the biggest impact, again, because more than 90% of the water impact is on the agricultural side, we feel like that's a very good opportunity for us. So we're doing quite a bit of new work in that area. We have some global goals we announced last year. And on the barley side, we have some key projects in the U.S. and Mexico and China where we're doing work to really enhance and help our barley growers understand their use of water and how to reduce that use.
Got it. And tell me a little bit about what you're actually measuring out there and how this fits into some of these goals that you mentioned. I mean, what do? Do you say X number of gallons currently go into a bottle and we're trying to reduce that by some percent? And how do you actually go about measuring?
So within our brewery walls, we do look at it on a per hectoliter of production basis. So right now we are...
Hectoliter, that's what, 1,000 liters, 100 liters? I forget.
Yeah, it's
a bunch of water. Okay, well...
So we're at 3.5 hectoliters of production per use of water per hectoliter of production.
Got it. Okay.
So
32 per one.
3.5.
3.5 per one. Okay.
And our goal is to reach 3.2. So that is the goal we have set by the end of 2017.
So roughly 10%.
Exactly. So we have reduced our overall water usage within our brewery walls about 18% over the past 5 years. Now, when you look at the barley side, it's a little bit different. We like to say we're looking to get as much crop per drop as we can. So what we do there is we're looking at the yield, that kind of thing, and particularly on our barley projects this year, the pilot projects we're doing. The one in Idaho is with the Bureau of Reclamation, the University of Idaho, and Washington State University, and there's technology called Agromet, kind of a high-tech thing for us as a beer company, where it's weather stations that then coordinate with Washington State University technology to help farmers understand when and how much to apply in terms of water. So it's effective irrigation. It's irrigation scheduling, essentially. In Mexico, we're doing a project around effective irrigation and then also effective nitrogen use to ensure that we're not overwatering or also not over-fertilizing crops. And then the third piece is our project in China, where we are working in the Gansu province, again, in partnership with the Gansu Academy there of Agricultural Sciences. And that's looking at which barley varieties are best, which are most drought tolerant, which are most heat resistant, that kind of thing. So it really crosses the spectrum.
Got it. Now, you mentioned a lot of things that to me sound like interesting forms of collaboration, and that's been a theme here at the conference. What's it like, and who are you collaborating out there? I mean, we've got governments, we've got NGOs, we've got universities, even your competitors potentially. Tell me a little bit about that ecosystem of collaboration and how it's paying off.
You hear a lot about collective action, and we really believe strongly in that, and we've seen good results from that in the past, and we continue to believe in that. So we have partnerships, for example, in Brazil with the Nature Conservancy and the World Wildlife Fund. Mexico, I mentioned that we're actually working with government officials, and also our partner in the industry association down there is Heineken. There's the Beverage Industry Environmental Roundtable, of which we are a member, along with the Cokes, Pepsis, Heinekens of the world. And so all of the companies really work together on these issues. We see that that is very important to us. It's important that we do our work as a company, but to take things to scale and to really drive impact, and I think we've seen that here at the conference as well. It's important that companies all work together, and even outside their own industry, in particular in spectrums, to drive progress.
Great. Carol, thanks so much for your time.
Great, thank you.
Excellent.